Welcome to my channel. Enjoy this video and subscribe my channel. Aminata Mina Mack from 90 Day Fiancé refused to marry Mark Bassett unless her son, Clayton, could be at the wedding. But is she still in the U.S.? A former model, Mina fell for the much older pilot, Mark, and moved to America to marry him. She appears in 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, navigating emotional challenges as the countdown to becoming Mrs. Bassett begins. Their trust was already broken as Mark asked her to sign a prenup. To make matters worse, none of Mark's family seemed to accept her. Now, Mina must decide what's truly worth sacrificing. Moreover, Mina discovered Mark was still in contact with his ex-girlfriend while he was pursuing her. He seemingly dated Mina because she reminded him of Jade. Still, the couple managed to move past most of these issues as they looked forward to their wedding. For now, Mina's mind is focused on her son Clayton's future. Mark and Mina want Clayton to be the ring bearer at their wedding. However, if Clayton doesn't make it to America in time, Mina may return home to be with him, a choice that could drive a wedge between her and Mark. Mark makes a living flying privately owned jets and has transported several prominent figures, including former presidents George H.W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and former Vice President Kamala Harris. In the premiere episode of 90 Day Fiancé Season 11, Mark shared how he met the love of his life during one of his work trips. While in Paris in 2019, he went out for a drink to unwind and unexpectedly met someone who would change his life in ways he never imagined. Mark joked that he wasn't sure why Mina was staring at him because she probably could have picked any other man there. Although there is a 23-year age gap between Mark and Mina, he thought it was wild that they still had a connection. Mina's life in Paris wasn't documented on the show. She was shown flying to the US with her daughter Maria. And that's when 90 Day Fiancé viewers like Redditor Pudred_Bluebird257 happened to spot a glimpse of Mina's passport. The fan mentioned how some viewers were wondering if Mina was really from Paris due to her accent and passport. According to a fan, Mina did not sound French, and they were positive her dialect sounds identical to a region of the Ivory Coast. However, another 90 Day Fiancé viewer commented, "I'm from Côte d'Ivoire. She doesn't sound like anyone from any region of my country. She sounds more like she's from RDC, Congo." Meanwhile, another wondered if Mina was an immigrant from North Africa or West Africa, and her son's passport issues were related to that. Mark and Mina were in a long-distance relationship for 2 years, with Mark regularly flying back and forth between the US and Paris. Each time he left Mina and returned to work, he felt a growing sense of dread. Eventually, something just clicked, and he asked himself, "What am I waiting for?" He proposed to Mina, and 6 months after their engagement, she surprised him with the news that she was pregnant. Mark joked that at his age, having a baby wasn't plan B or C, it was plan Z. Their daughter, Maria, was born in Paris. Maria spent her first 2 years of life in Paris before moving to the US. With Mina, she was expected to be joined by her stepbrother, Clayton, at Mark's home. Mark explained that Mina welcomed Clayton during a previous relationship. Clayton, who was 9 years old, was described as a great kid by Mark. He added that, unfortunately, Clayton's visa process was a little complicated, and his passport didn't arrive in time for him to travel to the US. As a result, Clayton had to stay with a family friend in Paris until his visa was processed. Mina was devastated that her son couldn't come. Mark understood that if Clayton's passport didn't arrive soon, there was a real chance Mina would return to France, forcing them to restart the K-1 visa process. The thought alone made Mark anxious. Once Mina settled in America and the wedding was days away, she anxiously awaited her siblings' arrival. Her brother was supposed to travel with Clayton, but Mina wasn't sure if it would happen. She revealed her brother was the last chance to get Clayton to the US in time for the ceremony. Since the couple wasn't sure if Clayton would make it in time for the wedding, Mina even considered pushing the ceremony's date. However, Mark reminded her that marrying before her visa expired was their best option. Mark decided that, even if Mina had to return to Paris, Maria would stay with him.